All right. Good afternoon. It is 12:21. You got an alert about the tropics, so I'm going to let you know what's going on near Mexico, new development as of this morning. Also update you on Erin, Tropical Storm Erin, and our forecast here at home, which is interesting. So all the things, I will make this less than 10 minutes. It will go very quickly, but you will be briefed on basically all the things here over the next 10 minutes. It's windy out there, outflow boundaries galore into this afternoon. You can see it is raining in Waco right now, as you can tell. Wet roadways there, 77 degrees with rain cooled air. So areas that got the rain this morning, which is the northern, basically northwestern quadrant of our viewing area, and now moving into Waco and the surrounding areas, significantly cooler than the rest of the viewing area. So winds can be gusty. We have rain on radar. You can kind of tell where the rain is by the rain cooled temperatures right here on this map. Again, thanks for tuning in, whether you're on Facebook or 6 Plus. Just updating you on all the things here at home, and then I will get to what's new off the shores of Mexico, Yucatan Peninsula. 90 in Hearn right now. You can tell the further south and southeast that you go, it's hotter. The sun has been popping out, and then you get, like, for example, I drove from Salado to Temple. I left my house. It was partly cloudy, super muggy out there, feeling hot already. I get to Temple and it feels great, 82 degrees right now. So a breeze kind of came in to here, clean surrounding areas. And then I just showed you it's raining in Waco right now. None of this is severe, so noting that into this afternoon, severe threat is pretty low. It's good old-fashioned thunderstorms is what it is. 85 Amarillo right now, statewide temperature starting to see some 90s down south where it is not raining for the most part. Where is it raining and more developing? You can see there is essentially a swath of rain, kind of training a little bit too. And when I say the word training, you know what yes, it's like a choo-choo train. That is when storms start to form in linear fashion like this and move over the same areas over and over. Can lead to flooding is typically when we talk about training, and when storms do this is when we're noting that there's flooding possible. But I will say, we haven't had as much rain the past couple of weeks. It's kind of been spread out and haven't had any flooding. So I think the flooding threat is pretty low for today. Could see some water on the streets, that's all. So light to moderate showers, thunderstorm activity moving into McLennan County, western Coryell between Gatesville and Evant, Jonesboro included in that. If you're on Highway 36 or traveling on 36, Gatesville to Hamilton, you're going to run into a heavy thunderstorm. When you start to see the reds, that's heavy downpours versus these greens, different shades of greens and the yellows. That's just a light to moderate rain at most. But you see the reds, like this particular cell right here that just strengthened between Gatesville and Evant and Jonesboro. That will be a little bit heavier pockets of rain, and you can see lightning starting to pop up. You start to see that more when we hit daytime heating, and now that it is 12:24, you're going to see more instances of lightning probably into this afternoon, similar to what we saw yesterday. But for the most part, it's staying out of Bell County for right now, maybe a shower or two. Most of it is in Coryell, McLennan counties for the time being. In southern Bosque, they did actually have a flood warning earlier this morning that has since expired. East of I-35, you can see near Groesbeck, Mart, moving into Mejia here shortly in the I-45 corridor. Some more general thunderstorm activity. So again, brief heavy downpours just like yesterday. Thunder, lightning going to be possible, as well as gusty winds. Seeing a couple of outflow boundaries. When I say the word outflow boundary, lots of weather lessons today. Outflow boundary is air pushing off a thunderstorm. So you see them oftentimes in summer, especially when you get these thunderstorms that pop up. The wind is pushing out away from them. They can actually kick up new developments of brand new thunderstorms too. So you see that also oftentimes. I'm seeing a little bit of outflow right here off this complex that is up in McLennan County and the surrounding counties this morning. Also a cumulus field, cumulus clouds down in the Brazos Valley. And once that outflow reaches them, that could actually is south of College Station popping up some new activity. It's very light activity compared to what we're seeing near Waco right now. So what I just showed you on radar, our weather the rest of today will continue to look that way. Going to start to favor more east of I-35 as we roll on into the late afternoon, evening hours. But for the most part, activity is going to be moving west to east. Not everyone's going to see rain today, but we are going to continue to see isolated to scattered thunderstorms on radar. Probably through early evening it starts to clear out. Highs this afternoon because of the clouds, rain. We're dealing with 90 Mejia projected, 94 Waco, 93 Temple, 93 Lampasas. So middle 90s, not so bad for it being midway through August. I mentioned outflow boundaries possible this afternoon. Could kick up a few more thunderstorms. In general, it's going to be very spotty. If we're seeing anything on radar this afternoon, I think it'll be kind of like what we're seeing right now. We roll on into Thursday, and we're going to repeat this one more time before we dry out Friday, and then we have daily rain chances. They're low chances daily, but I'll show you the 7-day after I update you on the tropics. I know some of you tuned in to hear what's going on in Mexico, so I'll get right to that. But tomorrow, isolated PM thunderstorms at about 20–30% at most, but in general, it's going to be pretty quiet for the most part. It may pick up at your location and then be done within 30 minutes or so. Again, similar to what we saw yesterday, we're seeing today. We'll see again tomorrow. Friday, we should, for the most part, get a break. A lot of us don't see rain Friday. I will say sea breeze thunderstorms could make a run at Bryan College Station in the Brazos Valley, but I think they're starting to break up as they reach the Brazos Valley. So again, most of us don't see the rainfall reach our neck of the woods on Friday, but the Brazos Valley, watch out for those thunderstorms coming in from near the Houston metro, because they are going to try to make a run at the Brazos Valley likely. So we have a brief dry period Friday for the most part. It is going to feel hot over the next few days. Humidity is just a tick higher than it has been. So feeling like around 100 degrees. This is the longer range model taking us through the weekend. Rain chances pick back up Saturday at 20–30%. Don't pay attention to how busy this map looks. All this is doing, these longer range models, is signaling that rain is going to be possible Saturday into Sunday, and then Monday, Tuesday as well, keeping it low. I'm talking like 20% daily chances. Sea surface temperatures, when you have middle 80s and it is August, yeah, we're primed up basically in the Gulf. And so we're just waiting to see if any systems enter the Gulf. Right now, we've got a couple that we're watching, and then behind that, it looks like a few more. So it is that time of year. So new this morning, and one of the main reasons I wanted to update you here is we now have an area of interest. You call it a tropical wave before it's developed into a tropical depression, storm, hurricane, any of those things that are stronger, more developed. Right now it is an unorganized area of convection, precipitation moving into the Yucatan Peninsula of Mexico. It is going to pop out right there to the west and then likely kind of float right here off Mexico's east shore. The main reason why I'm kind of paying close attention to this one is right now there's only a 20% chance that it develops into a more organized system. It could gain a little bit of strength, organization when it does pop back out. They oftentimes do. But instead of going north and becoming potentially a big problem, it's kind of projected to do this right here. So I'll show you that here on the next image. This is the current path. Only a 20% chance of development, but it did gain one of those yellow X's by the National Hurricane Center. So what it could do, if it does come over here and end up near Brownsville, is it could be bringing some rain to South Texas. So just something to watch over the next few days. Erin is now a tropical storm as of yesterday. Wind sustained at 45. Projected to become a Category 3 hurricane, major hurricane at 120 miles an hour near the Bermuda Triangle. Important to note that Erin, it looks like over the next couple of days, it's starting to get scary and could go west. All models bring it up, curving east of our east coast in the United States, not coming into the Gulf. So Erin is something we'll continue to update you on, as it is potentially going to be a major hurricane. But Erin is going to kind of do a little swing and then go east, is what pretty much all models at this point. I think there was only one out of a whole bunch that pulled it more west at this point. 7-day forecast. Lastly, I mentioned daily rain chances, but that they're slim. This afternoon, 20–30%. Tomorrow, same thing. And then Friday, I only added that 10% because It looks like there may be a couple of sea breeze thunderstorms coming off the Gulf that could impact the Brazos Valley. A lot of us don't see rain Friday. We're staying in the middle to upper 90s, which is interesting. We just simply haven't had many triple-digit days this summer. It has been, in general, if you look at June 1st-ish to now, so cool and wet, and I loved it. Of course, we had the terrible flooding in early July. You never want that, but for the most part, you know, we've had a pretty good summer, speaking in generals here, and continue to do so. I was worried about August because August could be the worst month of all here in Central Texas, and to see these 95-degree highs, to see these daily rain chances, to see our grass not be dead in August is pretty wild, at least at my house anyway. So I hope you're enjoying the rain if you're getting it today. Yesterday we had some folks that in the 5 o'clock hour we were doing our news show, and I was on air and pointing at some 72-degree temperature readings at 5 o'clock. It's pretty wild. So we could have a little bit more of that this afternoon. So do tune in at 5, 6, and 10. We'll update you on where the storms are.